threw them on the ground. I need to pick them up. But yeah, I got another compost pile going. I want to get all this consolidated into this, and I'm adding dry dirt, dry leaves to it, chopped up and collected with a lawnmower. We're gonna get that filled up probably tomorrow. But while I was out here shoveling and slinging and watching these knuckleheads take a bath, I looked over here. We had 2 or 3 nights of cold weather, and I looked across here, and lo and behold, I don't know if you can see that. There's a half a gallon. There's a quarter of a gallon. But it's going to get warm again, so I don't think it's going to last. Then it's going to get cold again. So I think that I was fine with my timing into February, 1st of March. It's just we got too warm too fast. So I'm going to go ahead and collect these and put them with the other I got. And I'm going to go out and look at the bees. All right, well, crazy year. Both of these pollen feeders, no bees. That means the bees are up in the maple trees right now, or in the willows. It's pretty crazy how warm it is right now. I'm outside in a t-shirt, and this is February. I mean, this is March. Granted, it's the 22nd, but still, it's March. Usually it's cold. But all right, well, these guys are doing fine, looks like. So these guys should survive. Yeah, they're bringing in yellow pollen. I don't know if you can watch the next bee that lands, see if nobody stings me. They can get a little, these guard bees can get a little bit. Plus I'm standing in the front of the hive, so if I block somebody, see if we can see somebody coming in here. Here comes one. Oh, they go in that hole so fast. No pollen on that one. Yeah, I know, I shouldn't be standing here, I understand. Somebody land, show me some pollen. Come on, you can do it. They're starting to stack up because I'm in the way. See that pollen bag on that? I don't know if you saw that one that just went in. Had a lot of yellow pollen. There goes another yellow pollen. So there's some more yellow pollen. I don't know what kind of pollen is yellow this time of year. I think it's the willow. I think maple pollen's a little darker. But they're getting nectar from the maple trees. And I would imagine they're getting it from the willow too. But anyhow, this hive will have no problem bouncing back, and I'll split it up, and I might just let it, when it gets roaring along in May, I'll use this as a queen cell builder, and I'll graft some queens and do a rack of queens. I'll pull the queen out with some brood and stuff and set her off to the side, and what's left I'll use them to raise, I don't know, maybe 10 queens, 15 queens, and I'll take the whole hive and split it up into a bunch of little hives and put all those little queens into them, and then I'll use those to get through the year. But I'm also gonna set some, I'll probably do that as soon as I get 2 of these piles made, and then I might transplant some of that lettuce because it's coming up so good into, so I can split it out easier. And then I'm going to get some swarm traps set up, a couple here. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna go in there and take this sap inside and throw it in the pot and boil it. And then I think I might work on maybe the rest of the afternoon. It's Monday afternoon, about 22nd, about 4 o'clock and it is nice out here. I've been waiting for spring all year. Nice little deer trail or skunk trail. I guess that could probably be the skunk trail. But anyhow, I'll be back. All right, well, I decided oh, plug came out just as nice as can be. But this is the first ones that popped up. Little lettuces. I'm not sure what kind they are, but I decided to go ahead and sell them up real quick. And that way they don't get too bad. Of course, their stems, if you look at them, nice sturdy little stems, and we got root coming out the bottom. So definitely that compost heap worked. No electricity for starting stuff early when it's still cold out. So I'll be doing that more in the future. And I'm also going to try to do it this fall and let it keep the tunnel, whatever you want to call it, the temperatures in the, as it goes into November and December. It depends on what our November and December are. Usually it doesn't get cold in Ohio until December. Into December, into January. I mean cold. Usually November and December are tolerable highs of December, especially highs in the 40s. So that greenhouse, if I have a big compost heap in there, and I might even make it bigger, so I can put these flats and have lettuce, just the whole plant growing in one of these flats. And so we'll see what I can't grow up until it gets just too cold to grow. But that's the experiment. After I get these planted, I'll be back. All right, well, it filled up a whole flat. What is there, 25 of them in there? Yeah, 25. So we'll set these out. I got to make a little screen for it, or otherwise the mice will eat them tonight. So I'm going to do that real quick. All right. Well, looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them hatched. We got another shorty. That one right dead center of the lens, sort of yellowish. Very small. I'm surprised it even survived. I thought it was going to die, and I thought it had splayed legs, but it doesn't. And it seems to be doing okay. So we'll see. Alright guys, as far as the rest of them, I went through the eggs to see what my problems were. Half of them were no development at all, so I'm sure that they weren't fertilized eggs. So it has to do with Junior, the young rooster, and hens not getting mated right. I'm sure that had something to do with it. And the other half of them were just died in development at different stages, right up to the end. And I got one in the incubator that I don't think is going to survive. I have one in the far back, actually hatched this morning, day 23. And I was about to, I really had two of them. Those two, the two in the very back, I don't know if you can see them. Well, they just got knocked over. One hatched last night about midnight, and one hatched in the morning about 10 o'clock, right before I was going to start opening eggs, just to see what the problems were. So, needless to say, I'm going to readjust how I do my next batch. I'm going to work on that rack and see if I can't get it fixed so it doesn't break. I'll show you what it's doing, and I'll set it up. And then I'm going to also, when I start the eggs, I'm going to make sure, I've always started as I got them. I just put them in, and it sort of worked. But I think it's better if I get all the eggs, get them all stabilized at a normal temperature, and then put them all in at once and start them. My hens are laying a dozen a day, so really in 3 days I can have 36 eggs, and I think my rack will handle 36 eggs. I'll check that out. but I'm going to try to set them. I know a hen will sit on the eggs